Okay, rounding. 1.7 is rounding whole numbers. If you don't know your place value very well, you need to get your place value chart where you can look at it. Because you want to make sure you're rounding to the correct place value. And if you don't know it, you need to learn it before the test. Okay? Rounding a whole number. Let's do just a simpler one first. Like number 1 says 624, rounded to the nearest 10. Okay, the work I want you to show is underline the place value it's asking about. So underline the 10, and the number that follows it, put an arrow pointing to it. That's the work I want to see. The answer is, you're going to leave the numbers in front of it. If there's more numbers, you leave them. This, is it going to be rounded up or not? If this is a 5 or bigger, it is. It's not rounded up. You never go down. You either leave it or go up. This stays the same. And does anybody remember what we do now? We turn it into a 0. Anything that follows it. So 620 is rounded to the 10. Let's get one with more numbers. Let's go, like number 7 has 86,813 rounded to the 100. Okay, now we have more numbers in front and behind. Which number is underlined? The 100, the 8. And arrow to the number following it. Everything before this has to stay the same, so put 86,000 stays the same. Now, do we go up or leave it? There's a 1, so it's not 5, so you leave it the same. Now what do we do? Follow it with all zeros. Okay? When you get down past 24, you have to round to 3 place values. Okay? Number 26, you have to do 3 place values. I'll do number 25. Because it gives you a number, and then it says, sorry, it says to round to the 10, to the 100, and to the 1,000. So you have like 3 problems in one there. Okay, so round it to the 10, you could do it over here. Underline it, put an arrow. So to the 10, what would your answer be? 44, and then this rounds up to an 8. 4480. Since you're doing a pencil, if you want to erase to do the next one, that's fine. Or you could just go to the 100 and work from there like that. This is your second one, right here. So to round it to the 100, you leave the 4 in the front. Is this 4 going to go up or stay the same? Up. And then follow it by zeros, right? And to the 1,000, you'll underline the first one. Is this one going to stay or go up? Stay, because it's followed by a 4. Stay, and then follow it by zeros. Okay? So you got 3 answers on those problems. But you can do all your work right here. You don't have to do each one separately, okay? And starting with number 42. They want you to do an estimate and an exact, okay? Leave yourself room in front of it so you can do it just like it has in the book. It says, here's your exact. Leave yourself room to do an estimate in front of it, okay? So I'm going to do 41. And leave it where we can kind of see the problem when I'm writing it down. 41, right want your estimate first and then your exact here. So write the problem down, 25, 63, 47, 84. That's where you're going to have your exact answer. You don't have to put the arrow here. You just write it over here. If you'd like to put arrows, you can. Okay, it says round to the nearest 10. So we're underlining the first number here. These will all be rounded to the 10. If you want to just put one arrow, that's fine. This one rounds to what? 30. This one, 63. 60. 47. Rounds to 50. 84. Rounds to 80. So here's your estimate. These are all zeros. Then add the front column here. 8 plus 5 is 13. Plus 6 is 19. 20, 21, 22. There's your estimate. And now do your exact. Let's see, there's 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Make sure you show it when you carry. There you have 10 here. 6 and 4 is 10. 8 and 2 is 10. So you have 10, 21. 218 is exact. So the estimate is close. It could even be exactly the same number if it just happens that way, but usually isn't. Okay, so you have to do that for all of those, an estimate and an exact. Okay, so in your answer column, you either need to put 2 rows, like for 41, you could have had, if you could squeeze them both in there, put the estimate first and then the exact. If you want to not write estimate and exact, you can just put the estimate first and then the exact. That's the order we'll be calling the answers out. So you put those 2 answers there so you don't have to have 2 columns. And 48 to 52, same thing. You're going to be rounding to the nearest 100 instead of 10. 54 to 58, front end rounding. Do you remember what that means? Front end? The front end, let's do one of those. 53. We have room for our estimate here, and our exact will be over here. We have 8, 2, 1, 5, 56. Keep them lined up because you're going to have to add them later. 729. 3,605. Okay, those are almost lined up. Okay, these are all added. Front end rounding. That means your first number. The front end is your first number. That's the front end of that. So the first number is the number you're rounding to on the front end. So the arrow will follow it. It's not always going to be the same. It's going to follow it. You can wait to put the arrow if you want until you're doing it. Okay, so this will round to what? 8,000. 56 will round. 729. 700. And 3,605, 4,000. That's front end rounding. You'll have one number that's not a 0. One non-zero number. 0, 6, 7, 8 plus 4, 12. So 12,760 is our estimate. And then we have to do our exact. 10, 19 plus 6, 25. What a mess we have with all these arrows. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember that one there. Make it where you make sure you see it. Okay, 7 and 6. 13. If you have to pause, that might be something you need to make a flashcard for. 7 plus 6, 13, 14, 15, 16. That would have probably worked better going 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 6, right? That would have been easier. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's your estimate and your exact. When you have numbers that have commas, when you put them in your answer column, I'll show you what will make it easier to tell one number from the other number. Don't put a comma, put a semicolon to separate them. And that way you can tell the difference between those two numbers, okay? Yes?
Do we have to put all the arrows and stuff?
The arrows make it messed up.
Yeah, they get in the way.
Yeah. Just underline the front end part, yeah, because that really does. Putting it all down through there, it's a mess. Yeah, just put the underlining on the front end ones. The other ones you can put it just under, on top of the column, on the tens and hundreds. Okay. I believe that's it. Does anybody have any questions? Look at the next problems. You don't have any questions? Would you mind doing that for me? Push the button with the red dot.